The Chameleon and the Golden Beetle. In the heart of a lush, vibrant jungle, where the sunlight filtered through thick layers of leaves and vines, lived a small, quiet chameleon named Chala. Chala had always been cautious, blending perfectly into her surroundings whenever she sensed the slightest disturbance. She was skilled at it too. Her color would shift to match the browns of tree bark, the greens of moss, even the shadows of the leaves. She had been this way for as long as she could remember, and it kept her safe. But truth be told, she was tired of always hiding. One sunny afternoon, as Chala was climbing her favorite tree, she paused to gaze around at the jungle she knew so well. A group of parrots squawk and chatter in the branches above, their brilliant feathers flashing in the sunlight. A playful family of monkeys swung from the vines below her, screeching with laughter as they leaped from branch to branch. In contrast, there she was, always camouflaged and unnoticed. Why must I always stay hidden? Chala thought to herself, feeling a pang of longing she didn't fully understand. She sighed and resumed her cautious journey up the tree. Just then, a glimmer of gold caught her eye. Startled, she looked down to see a beetle unlike any she had seen before. A beetle that shone like sunlight itself, its shell gleaming with a rich golden hue that seemed to capture every bit of light. It was perched confidently on a bright green leaf, completely exposed. Chala felt a strange mix of awe and fear. She called down to the beetle. Excuse me, aren't you afraid that some predator will spot you? You're so visible. The golden beetle looked up at her with a calm, knowing smile. I used to be like you, blending in with earth, it replied. But I realized that by hiding, I wasn't truly living. One day I decided to let myself shine. It was scary, but over time I learned that confidence has its own kind of protection. Chala was puzzled. Confidence? How can that protect you? The beetle chuckled. It's not about scaring away others. It's about letting them see the real you. When you're true to yourself, you draw respect, even from predators. They sense strength, and most leave me alone. With that, the beetle unfurled its wings, gave a brief but dazzling flash of gold, and flew away into the jungle. Chala was left staring at it, bewildered. Draw respect by being myself? She wondered aloud. But all I have ever known is blending in. Over the next few days, Chala couldn't stop thinking about the golden beetle. Each time she saw her own reflection in a pool of water, she tried to imagine herself without the constant shifting of colors, without hiding. What would it be like to just be me? She wondered. But every time she tried to let her true colors show, she felt an overwhelming urge to disappear. She would quickly shift back to a muted green or brown, feeling embarrassed and vulnerable. One evening, Chala was deep in thought, watching the sunset from a high branch when she heard a voice. "Hey, Chala, why so quiet?" She looked up to see her friend Tico the tree frog hopping towards her. Tico was known for his bold, bright green skin and fearless nature. He never hid. Instead, he hopped around the jungle, loudly announcing his presence wherever he went. "Hello, Tico," Chala replied softly. "I was just thinking." Tico tilted his head. "Thinking? About what?" Chala hesitated. She didn't want to admit her feelings. But Tico had always been a good friend. "Do you ever feel like you want to change? To be something more than what you are?" Tico chuckled. "Why would I want to change? I love being me. Who else could I be?" He gave a playful hop, splashing a nearby puddle. "You know, Chala, sometimes I think you would be happier if you didn't hide so much. I bet you're full of colors the jungle's never even seen." Chala felt a strange warmth in her heart. "Do you really think so?" "Absolutely. Just try it one day. Let the jungle see for who you are." That night, as the jungle settled into its familiar quiet, Chala decided she would try. Tomorrow she would stop hiding. She would let herself be seen, even if just for a moment. The next morning, Chala took a deep breath and began her day without changing colors. She allowed herself to stay a soft green as she moved along the tree. And though it felt terrifying, she kept going. To her surprise, some of the other animals started noticing her. "Good morning, Chala," a token called out, as if it hadn't ever seen her before. "Hello," she replied, her heart racing. She looked around and saw more animals glancing her way. The jungle was alive with colors and sounds, but for the first time, she felt like part of it, not just a shadow in the background. As the days passed, Chala grew braver. She allowed herself to experiment with new shades, vivid greens, deep purples, even a hint of red. Her colors became a reflection of how she felt, and soon enough she found herself smiling as she moved through the jungle. She was learning that each hue, each shade she wore, told a story about her emotions, her experiences, her dreams, and astonishingly, the more she embraced her colors, the more others respected her. One day, as Chala was basking in a bright sunbeam, she saw the golden beetle again, resting nearby. She approached, her scales shimmering with a radiant green and gold she had never dared to show before. "Look at you," the beetle claimed, clearly impressed. "I hardly recognize you." Charla smiled shyly. "It was difficult at first. I was afraid of being seen, of what others might think. But I think I'm starting to understand what you meant. By being myself, I've discovered parts of me I didn't know exist." The beetle nodded wisely. "Exactly. When you hide, you protect yourself, but you also limit yourself. Now you're discovering that the world sees you differently when you see yourself with confidence. It's like you found a new version of yourself, yes?" Charla nodded, a deep warmth spreading through her. For so long, she thought that safety meant hiding, that only by being invisible could she survive. But now she was learning that her true strength lay in letting herself be seen. She had discovered a new version of herself, one that was bold, vibrant, and very much alive. And from that day forward, Charla lived her life in full color, unafraid to let the jungle see her shine. The end.